Welcome back. It's 5:22. Time to get our latest egg news. Let's check in with Bob Bosold over at Wax. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, good morning, guys. Boy, I sure hope Derek's right about that weather. I was out in my yard yesterday, about choked to death with the dust and everything. Oh, yeah. Man, we need some rain. Hopefully it's coming later on this evening so we can slow down. But then he said good football weather Friday night. So if we get rain tonight and football tomorrow night, we'll be in good shape.
We should, yes.
All right.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know where I got it, but it was it was hanging on the doorknob this morning. So I thought, well, that makes that easy decision, that's for sure. Let's take a look at what's going on this morning here. Traditionally, Mexico and Canada are our two most dependable markets for U.S. agricultural products, but that may be changing, in Mexico at least. That's because Mexico's new president, Claudia Sheinbaum, wants to take her country's diet and egg production back to the 1980s. DTN News did an interesting report on Mexico, and it says she wants to get her citizens' diets to go back to tortillas, beans, instant coffee, and cheap hot chocolate. She wants bean production to increase by 30% in the next 6 years, even though Mexicans are now eating about half as many beans as they did back in the 1980s. Tortilla consumption is also down in Mexico, falling from 220 pounds per person in 2000 to 165 pounds this year. They like bread. Well, for coffee, Mexican citizens now drink much more fresh ground coffee than instant coffee, and she says growing more cocoa is good for instant hot chocolate, even though more Mexican citizens now prefer fine chocolate bars be made from that locally grown cocoa bean rather than instant coffee or hot chocolate, cheap hot chocolate. President Sheinbaum says she wants Mexico to achieve food sovereignty as well as self-sufficiency in oil and energy. Well, a major farm advocacy group that has been around since 2011 will soon be gone. Leaders of Protect the Harvest say October 31st will be their last day in existence. Dr. Mike Siemens, who was formerly Wisconsin's UW beef specialist, has been serving as the group's executive director for about the past year, and he said the current economic situation in U.S. agriculture has made it too difficult to find enough funding to keep operating. Protect the Harvest has been an advocate for farmers and ranchers and their farming and ranching practices against the many well-funded groups that continually attack and promote false, misleading narratives about U.S. agriculture. Governor Tony Evers has appointed a farmer to the Natural Resources Board. That new member is Rachel Baressa, who is a part of a fifth-generation dairy farm over in the New London area. She's also active with the Farmers Union, the Farm Bureau, the Grassworks, the Central Wisconsin Grazers Network, and Wisconsin Women in Conservation Initiative. Well, the latest chicken and eggs report is out, and it shows Wisconsin's 7.77 million hens laid 204 million eggs in September, up slightly from a year ago. Nationally, the 375 million heads in production laid 8.92 billion eggs last month. That's down actually 2% from last year. Iowa's hens laid the most eggs in September, 1.092 billion eggs. That's a lot of omelets. Let's go to the markets. Board of Trade yesterday had corn and beans a little higher bidder export demand overnight. December corn up a penny at $4.20 this morning. The wheat at $5.79. November soybeans up 6 cents, now sneaking back over $10 at $10.03. Dairy markets were mixed. The barrel cheese price was down a quarter of a cent. Blocks up 3 cents to $1.92 a pound, and butter was down 2 1/4. Class 3 futures a little higher yesterday. October up a penny. November up a nickel. December at $20.58, up 14 cents. Prices were up through March. So that's where we are this morning. And again, we're getting to the end of the harvest, but still a lot of farm equipment on the road. So let's do it safely. If you're riding your bicycle, your motorcycle out for a nice drive, be careful.
You got me hungry now. Talk about tortillas and omelets and...
But, yeah, they don't, Mexican diet like everybody else, everybody's modernizing their diets, and she's going back in time. So it'll be interesting to see how it's accepted.
Interesting take. I do love cheap hot chocolate, though, I'll admit.
Oh, well, I like chocolate, too. I like hot chocolate. I like chocolate bars, and it's all good stuff. It's just, she just wants to go back in time, and you know, I can't do